बांध लें। ये इंट्रोस्पेक्शन की उड़ान है, इसमें मौसम खराब होने की भी आशंका है, तो कृपया अपना ध्यान खुद पर और हम पर केंद्रित रखें। Now, the first step of introspection is, did you shower unconditional love on your children till the age of 5? You all must have. Now, is that over-pampering going on even now when your children are in the age group of 6 to 15 years? Are we teaching them moral values, etiquettes? Are we leading them strictly to discipline them? And those who have children above the age of 16, are you being friends with them? If all this could have been followed, then trust me, your relationship with your children would actually be wonderful. And this is something which Chanakya has said. Right, dear parents? Next. The next step of introspection is that, do you react or respond to various situations? Now, what is the reaction? Reaction is what we all do 99% of the time. Impromptu, बिना सोचे समझे बोल देना, react कर देना. Response is something, obviously it's a reaction, but it's a thoughtful reaction. How many times do we thoughtfully react with our children? Let me make it simple. A simple example. Your child comes to you running. आज मैथ्स में 80 में से 68 मार्क्स आए हैं. What is your reaction? हम सब react करते हैं, respond नहीं करते. Tina, how much did Tina score? Tina is supposed to be a class topper. उसके 78 आए हैं 80 में से. अच्छा, अंकुर के कितने? He is another topper. 75 आए हैं. Next, reaction. तो तुम्हारे क्यों नहीं है? फायदा हुआ इतना पढ़ने का? क्या फायदा हुआ इतनी महंगी ट्यूशन लगाने का? Now, everybody is smiling. हम सब यही करते हैं. Okay, so let me ask you all, what would be an ideal response in this situation? Anybody who has ever responded and not reacted in this situation? Raise your hands. You have responded. Now, how have you responded?
Did you ask my daughter? Did he?
She is mother of?
Did he decide?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. You want her to speak? How does mama react? What would she say if you scored 68 or 58 marks out of 80? What would you say, ma'am?
It's okay. Next time better.
Yes, wonderful. A big round of applause for ma'am. That's an ideal way to actually respond. Let's sit together. Let's see through the paper. What are areas? इस बार नहीं आए कोई बात नहीं, मेहनत करेंगे. We'll give you proper hand holding. We'll work on your weak areas, and next time onwards probably you'll be able to score better marks. What happens, dear parents, is that usually in our dealing with our children, our spouses, in our professional areas, all the time we are just reacting, and that is why it is difficult to handle these situations. But if we take a deep breath before reacting, think, be mindful. 99.99% of the problems we get trapped into will be solved. Please try it. The next point is that these children are going through a lot of hormonal and physical changes, which in itself is a cause of great stress for them, right? So you will find them being argumentative, they will lose temper, they will try to be, because of their stress, we are making things all the more difficult for them, right? If a child can master complex mathematical problems, a child can master 3 foreign languages, but a child is unable to cope with stress, believe me, dear parents, nothing else matters. So please do introspect. Are we teaching our children to cope with this sort of stress? And let me now tell you ways in which this stress can be handled if we could follow the 5 A's. The first A is acceptance. Usually what happens is that we try to be judgmental all the time. I'll give you a small example. If your child comes to you saying that today I cheated in the exam, or I was a part of bullying in the school, or I stole something from my friend's bag, what is the immediate reaction? You will disapprove of it. You will say it is not good. ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए. Certainly, the child will get intimidated, will probably stop sharing things with you. In future, when he or she commits such acts, will not share with you. Have you ever wondered, introspection की उड़ान है, that when children were say around 3-4 years, 5 years of age, they used to come running to you. आज ये हुआ स्कूल में, आज ऐसा हुआ, आज वैसा हुआ. जैसे जैसे बड़े हो रहे हैं, they stop coming to us, or they'll come very less to us because we become judgmental. अगर ऐसी situation है, then what do? Tell the child, yes, we understand. Maybe because of the fun element involved, you got involved in bullying. Maybe because you wanted to score more marks, that is why you cheated in the exam. But beta, this is not the right way. If you are found cheating in the exam, these will be the repercussions. You may be suspended. You may not be allowed to take the exams for the next 2-3 years. If you are found bullying someone, carrying objectionable things to school just for the sake of fun, you may be rusticated. Tell them the repercussions and then tell them, you understand, but these things should not be done. Believe me, dear parents, if we understand our children, do not judge them. Build a trust with them. Students will confide in you. They will not confide in their teachers, which they do these days. They confide in the school counselors. कुछ साल पहले schools में counselors नहीं होते थे. Why has this trend started? Because the parents became judgmental. Okay? Having said this, I would also like to tell you all that the next A is appreciation. We forget to appreciate our children most of the times. Or we will appreciate in such a way that we will actually not appreciate the child. We'll be appreciating the child, not the effort of the child. Let me start with a live actual example in our school. There's a child who scored say around 76 or 77 marks out of 80 in his SST exam, pre-board 2. He took the answer sheet to his parents, and what did the parents say? SST में आए हैं ना, साइंस में तो नहीं आए, मैथ्स में तो नहीं आए, हम क्या करें? Today, even now, counselor ma'am is dealing with that child who has taken his board exams. He was totally shattered, absolutely demotivated because of the reaction of the parents. They did not appreciate the effort of getting those 75, 76 marks out of 80. Please refrain from such acts. Try to appreciate the efforts of your child. Don't say your vocabulary has improved. Say because you were reading these days, hence your vocabulary has improved. You are appreciating the effort of reading. You work so hard, that has paid off. Right? The next very important A is adventure. Try to plan adventure activities with your children. When you share the adrenaline pump, that rush of adrenaline, believe me, the bond between you and your children will strengthen. The craving for going out with friends will reduce. It cannot nullify. It's a very important part of growing up. They have to go out with their friends also. But when they share these small, maybe it's just a long drive. If they go out with you, certainly your bond will strengthen with your children. Advice. We parents become very bossy all the time, sermonizing the children. So please train them to have a confidant in their life. Whether it is their grandparents, an uncle or an aunt, some elder sibling, cousins, not friends. Friends से advice को खुद ही ले लेते हैं. But we need to have somebody who could give them good, healthy advice, show them the right path. And last A is ask. This is very, very important. Most of the times we will just throw instructions, bombard them with instructions all the time. Your child has been watching television for the past 4-5 years. तेरा तो पढ़ने का मुहूर्त ही नहीं निकलता. आज से वाईफाई बंद, टीवी बंद. If we could say you've been watching TV for 4-5 hours, shall we start studying now? Wouldn't that be better? Give the child options. Place them in a respectable and responsible situation to elicit the response that you want. Tell the child, are you going to study at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock? Don't say आप कब पढ़ोगे. Another very important thing, आप क्या खाओगे? जब आप पिज़्ज़ा और मैगी ही आएगा. आप भिंडी खाओगे या बैंगन खाओगे? अब वही जवाब आएगा जो आप चाहते हो, भिंडी बैंगन. पेरेंट्स तो ये चाहते हैं, हेल्दी खाना खाना. Isn't it? So please frame proper questions and ask them. Definitely these children will give the response that you are expecting from them. Next, dear parents, please try to practice gender neutral parenting. It is very, very important. You always say we don't differentiate between a girl child and a boy child. Neither do we do in the school. We consciously practice gender neutral training in the classrooms. But रात को 7 बजे के बाद bread butter लेने जाना है, you will send the boy of the family. Why not a girl? If you say, ma'am, safety issues, then aren't the situations outside unsafe for the boy also? So you have to get why a night out is allowed for a boy and not for a girl. So you have to validate your decision. Why are you laying, if at all you are laying different sets of rules for the boy and the girl? Why can't a boy make a cup of tea for you? Why can't a boy mop the floor if the house help is on leave? Why is it when the house help is on leave, the girl can do the mopping probably and the boy can do the outside work? Okay? So please try to practice gender neutral parenting. Make your child a good listener, because when your child is a good listener, he or she will follow instructions carefully, and when those instructions will be heard carefully, they will register over here. So being a good listener is very, very important. Reading. I know, I can understand. These children are living in an era which is a techno-crazy era. I don't call it techno-savvy. It's a techno-crazy era where they will not read books. They will be so much inclined towards their gadgets. But reading will set stage for all learning. Dear parents, you have to make your children good readers, and for that you have to sit down for 10-15 minutes with a book. How many of you do that? Raise your hands. My goodness. One out of, I think we have 50, 62, 3. Look at the percentage. And how can we blame our children for not being good readers? If you sit down with a book, they will emulate you. वो आपको कॉपी करके, लेकिन अगर आप ही मोबाइल लेके बैठे हैं तो आपको कॉपी करेंगे. Isn't it? Next is communication. English communication is very, very important because English is our mother tongue. English is not our mother tongue. Hindi is our mother tongue, and something which is a foreign language for us. We need to practice it day in and day out. How to practice 2 words daily, even we give in the school. Reading books, children are not doing these days. What if I suggest a way which is just in trend? Gone are the days when children used to read Panchtantra. I'm not saying that these books are not good. They are very good for their moral values. Children are also sitting over here. You should read. But if you have to increase their vocabulary in a way in which they want it, Netflix series. Netflix series under your guidance probably, and we have some of the best Netflix series to improve the English vocabulary of the students. Happy everyone, all children are smiling. Next is the habit of newspaper reading. A circular has been floated in the class WhatsApp group Please subscribe to the student of the newspaper. Why? Because obviously it has various day-to-day affair news in it. It will help in reading, vocabulary building. We, the teachers, are using the newspaper as a very, very important pedagogical tool in the classrooms. So please subscribe to the students' edition of the newspaper. Dear parents, your children are diamonds. We, the teachers and parents, have to work together and polish them. इनको सिर्फ तराशने की जरूरत है. They will shine out brightly automatically. I hope I have not caused a lot of stress to all of you. ये इनकी उड़ान stressful तो नहीं थी. So let's have a brain break activity in which this is something which we do in our classes of monotony to get back the attention here of our dear audience in our classrooms of our children. So I request even the children and the parents, everyone to kindly stand up. Please stand up. We are playing a video and you have to follow the steps that are there in the video. Okay?
For a child's heart, body, and mind. A Ram Sam Sam from the CD Action Fun Dance by the Learning Station.